Voice of customer VOC I think is very critical. If you are not aligned to customer, I think the shelf life is very short for you. If you want to know about your customer, you need not go to a satisfied customer. Go to an dissatisfied customer.
Welcome to the first edition of Leaders and Lenses, a unique podcast platform launched by the Consumer Experience team in operations. I'm Jagdeep, and I'll be hosting this conversation in which we'll focus on extracting some leadership insights from senior leaders of our organization on how they integrate and drive consumer centricity with business strategy. We'll also find out their expectations on how to live our core values of consumer obsession and drive the service principles across the consumer journey, especially under challenging situations. We have with us today Mr. Ravi Sethuraman, Senior Vice President and National Head for HDFC Branch Banking. Ravi has spent more than a decade managing various partnerships and distribution channels, and in his current role manages one of our largest business partners, which is HDFC. Ravi, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jagdeep, and a wonderful platform for us to talk on something very special, and that makes our lives very impactful. That's the customer. So really looking forward for this interaction with you.
Okay, I'm sure our colleagues will be really in for a treat today. Right. Sure. See, Ravi, Banca, as you know, is currently undergoing major changes from a regulatory perspective. So one starts thinking, is it like are they trying to bring consumer to the forefront? Is what we look at when we look at the changes which is coming right now. As a senior leader, what's your take on this, and what do you think is going to happen in this particular space?
That's very interesting, see, because nothing but change is constant. All of us know that very well. Banca also is evolving through this change, and I think over the years you've seen various things that have happened in the Banca space. I think the biggest ones have been opening of the banks to multiple partners. So that's called the open architecture. I think that was around 6 to 7 years before, when the regulator allowed all banks to ensure that they could sell multiple products and multiple life insurance companies and general insurance companies also. So I think that's the first step in bringing in customer centricity, because if you look at it, it gave option to the customer from a bank's perspective, because it gave a fair bit of choice to customer, saying that you could look at A, B, C and then choose your product. So this is one big regulation change that went very well today in the industry. I just took back a little bit because that was one major change that happened. And I think after that, you've seen the Banca business across the country growing leaps and bounds. And you see that a lot of banks have now tied up with at least 3 life insurance companies. And some have gone a step further to go for even 5 life insurance companies. Now, why are they doing this? I think the best way to reach out to their customer is to say, look, we have the choice for you, and you choose, and we will be the service provider for you. So in that sense, regulation has done a lot of change. Looking forward, I think again regulations are changing for good of the customer. I see a lot of onboarding changes coming in for the customer. A lot of places where the bank has been regulated, and customer complaints are now forming a major part of focus in the bank boardrooms, and they are being really monitored on how are their customer complaints going in. Are they high? Are they low? So a lot of regulations coming up on those fronts. So this is an ever-changing space, and I think all for customer good.
And ultimately, I think that's the best thing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that gives me an opportunity to ask my second question, which is how does this whole change align to our consumer-centric approach? Because does consumer feedback or voice of customer insights contribute to enhancing or improving our sales strategies, particularly in your channels?
Voice of customer VOC I think is very critical. If you do not hear, you don't keep your ears on the ground, or to that matter to a customer, I think no strategy can be successful. We have over these 7 years of Banca relationship in Tata AIA heard our partners in that similar manner, when I'm hearing to the partner, I mean I'm hearing to the customer. So because the partner is the face to the customer, there are multiple changes that we did across from ease of onboarding. I remember those days when we used to carry physical forms and then ask customers to sign, making it a hassle, collecting physical checks. I think all that is done away. Today it's all digital. Customer onboarding is digital. Customer payments are digital. That itself is a way forward, or it's a way in a good step that we heard the customer that I need to save my time. If I have all the documents, why don't you onboard me digitally? This is one thing that we saw. I also hearing to the ground again, we found that there were a lot of places in the entire onboarding journey that customer at times feels that there is too much of to and fro that is happening with the customer. As recently as 2 months before, we launched a very, very good onboarding process for the customers at HDFC Bank. Today, a customer fills up an application, does a verification through a completely AI-generated bot. The bot does the entire verification, and there is no interaction with any salesperson. The bot does the verification and the case gets issued. So that's again hearing from the ground. Saying that customer's time is very valuable. If he sits in front of you, why don't you finish all the journeys at one point of time? We heard this and we have done the change, and very, very positive results from the customers. Policies are getting issued in as low as say 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, you finish the entire onboarding, you get the policy issued, and it's a wow experience for the customer. This is again hearing to customer from ground. We've done multiple changes. I think customers, if you listen to them on ground, your innovation really goes up because you are in the forefront and you understand what the customer need is, and it is today's industry as well as the customer needs are ever evolving. So we need to keep evolving. Then you need to keep connected to the customer, hear the VOC.
True, very true. Right. So I think I would like to put you in a spot now by asking a question which probably I don't know what is your answer. I'm going to second guess it. See, while we have all these things which is there in which we are trying to bring in consumer centricity, right? What's your opinion? Do you want to put it as a KPI and measure it, or do you think we don't need it?
That's a nice one, I would say, because in sales everything is KPI. Everything that is measured is delivered technically. If you don't measure something, you can't deliver something. So in that sense, I would say if you put customer centricity as a KPI, I would say my existing KPIs are all aligned towards customer centricity. Like, let me just put it up for you. If there is sales target today that I need to achieve, I wouldn't be able to achieve a sales target without the customer that I have sold previously being happy. If there is a word of mouth, and we know today how well is social media, how well is are our customers connected on social media. If there is one bad word of mouth from a customer, I don't think you can sell. That hampers my first KPI of sales itself. Then there are further KPIs like persistency, which is very important for the sales team to collect the renewal. If you've sold bad at the first time, I don't think the customer will renew it again. That itself again aligns to our KPI of customer centricity. Well, having said these two as my parameters or main core objectives of customer centricity, I think we do have some KPIs which are very clearly already there, like CSAT score, like free look percentages, which are directly looking towards the customer, saying that have we onboarded the customer in the right way. So I think KPI is already there, and that's the reason why we as Tata AIA in Bancassurance are successful, because to some extent I yet believe that we are listening to customers on ground and our sales teams are aligned to that.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Like, you mentioned, that your sales team on the ground is aligned to the consumer centricity which you are trying to bring, right? See, I'm thinking about, a relationship manager who's in a branch, probably, who has no connect the way in which, a senior leader has about the vision, mission, values of the company, or, those motherhood statements like consumer obsession, right? So, and they are the ones who are actually going through challenging situations and they have to make difficult calls every day, right? Okay. So, in such cases, right, I'm sure as a senior leader, you might be coming across cases in which, difficult situations come in which maybe an RM has not done what is right. Like, would you like to share with us, something which is there in your mind as to, or something which is vivid in your memory as to how you manage something like that?
Yeah, so there have been multiple instances, as you rightly say. Today, we onboard a lot of customers. We onboard close to around 12 to 15,000 customers in a month in HDFC Bank relationship. There have been instances where there have been issues with customers. I think one of these calls very recently, which I had been there on ground, I heard a customer, and it was very, very interesting. I can take a minute or so to understand this customer. This customer is a senior citizen at 62 years of age, has taken on her grandchild some policies with Tata AA, and a lot of insights from this customer when I met her. The first part being that as simple as you don't have a branch in Fort. You don't have a branch in Fort. Though we operate out of the HDFC Bank branch, the first feedback that I got from the customer is in Fort, which is one of the poshest locations in Mumbai. Tata AA doesn't have a branch. So I was surprised, and I said, "Madam, you are a HDFC Bank customer, and why don't you come to the branch for a service?" He says, "No, I need the insurer to be present where I need to get serviced." So customers at times do get to this extent. But from that call, I could understand, and I could take some feedbacks that our onboarding journey really needs to really go up a notch. That's one feedback. Second is I could understand that whatever we tell to the customer, whatever be it, the salesperson does sell it at one instance to the customer. But I think customers have their own thought of what that policy is, and when they get the policy document, that's the time the reality is. So whatever is the sales guy told, that RM has told to her, would just she will forget it. She will see what is there, or the customer, he would see what is there written on that policy document. If that is not matching the expectation at that given point of time, we have a customer who is not satisfied. So I would yet say today customers believe in seeing it, and our policy documents should really understand and ensure that whatever we have told is visible on our policy documents. And that was a learning from that particular customer. The customer also had some points like, why do I have to wait on a call center line? I'm a HNI customer. If I call up the call center of Tata AA, I should have direct access to the call center agent. So customers are very demanding at this point of time. In fact, we took that feedback, and what we have done now is most of our policy documents, we intend to put a QR code in the front page of the policy document. And that QR code will give all contact details of HDFC Bank, which is the helpline number, which is the branch manager, which is the nearest location of Tata AA, once she scans that. So even after 10 years, if someone is going to scan that QR code, they would have the right contact numbers or the person to get to understand where this policy has been taken. So I think customer experiences are really brilliant. You need to go to the ground. As I said, this customer at least gave us working points for at least a year.
Exactly. Okay.
By meeting one customer, I think we could get points for a year to work on.
Okay.
So that's the way the feedbacks are there.
That's awesome. Just one last question before actually we wind up for the day, right, Ravi? Biggest challenge with insurance is mis-selling. Right. While we talk about consumer centricity, right, when a HNI customer walks into the bank, the person is actually walking up because he trusts HDFC. Right? What's your message to those people who probably is not aligned to our consumer centricity?
Not aligned to consumer centricity. I think it's a very short-term life that you have. Your shelf life is very short. Customer means everything to us. Don't see it by just a sale. That's what I would like to say through this forum to the larger sales team. Don't see a customer just by the sale that you do. See the customer as what he needs and onboard his needs to the organization. Don't just sell a product to him. If he has an X need, put that need in front of you and see whether this product is going to help you to satisfy that particular need of that customer. I think at one point Bill Gates had said, in fact, saying that if you want to know about your customer, you need not go to a satisfied customer. Go to a dissatisfied customer. They will teach you much better than what a satisfied customer is. So to a message to my team, I think scout for those dissatisfied customers. I'm saying scout because you should not have many. And please scout for them. If you get some, hear to them, and then take those feedbacks and see how you can improve on that customer experience. Yeah, so a message very clearly: if you are not aligned to customer, I think the shelf life is very short for you.
Very well put, right? I think thank you so much, Ravi, for your time as well as your insights. Right?
Thank you, Jagdeep. It was wonderful having you here and asking about this very, very important point of customer. So it was wonderful interacting with you. Thank you.
So till we meet again, right? Let's wrap up this episode of Leaders and Lenses. See you soon.